Have you heard of Ozymandias, the pharaoh whose head was found in the deserts of Egypt?
My name is Ozymandias, the king of kings. Look on my works, a mighty and despair.
He was a very ruthless king who was known for his barbaric rule.
Come on, kid, I wasn't that bad. You should meet my Chinese friend Ying Jiang, who built his own army when he died.
Yin Jing, the first emperor of China, I know him. Didn't he build the Great Wall of China?
Yes, you're brilliant. But have you heard of the Terracotta Army he built for himself?
The Terracotta Army? Wow!
Over 2,000 years, the Terracotta Army was never discovered. In 1974, Mr. Yang and some of his fellow farmers dug a well. While digging, they found the head of a terracotta statue. When they started digging more, they found the body of the terracotta statue. Suspiciously, they called some archaeologists to dig more of it and discover if there is something more.
Was something else also discovered?
Not one, not two, not three, but 8,000 terracotta soldiers with the army of infantry, cavalry, and chariots were discovered. And what are they made of?
Terracotta. It is also baked clay. But was there something like a treasure? Weren't they colored? The exposure to the air must have erased the colors away.
Yes, boy, you are right. They had bronze, gold, lead, and a lot more. Hey kid, do you want to hear some secrets of the Terracotta Army?
Bingo! Of course. What are those?
All the soldiers were armed when they were made. They did not have any old or used weapons but had newly made weapons designed for the afterlife.
Whoa! I wonder how sharp they are. But they're old as well.
No, all the weapons are still sharp and are very ahead of their times. Unbelievably, this was the army prepared for the war in the afterlife. The statues were shattered, but when the archaeologists assembled them, they found that they were all ready for the battle. Their hands were in a position that held their weapons for the army.
What were their weapons and armor made of?
Their weapons were made of an alloy of tin and copper, and their armor were of thick layers. They had at least 3 layers of armor to protect themselves.
Wow! But how did they all look like?
Definitely not as good looking as me. Their ears were different from each other. Each person had 2 different types of ears. That's a very creepy fact, kid.
That's so cool. But how was the king? Was he as bad as you are?
Absolutely. I was better, you know. He followed legalism. He had a ruthless reign. His workers who designed the statues wrote their names on the weapons as a sign of struggle and bitter rule. They were forced to work as they were repaying debts in terms of work.
That is so sad. What did the king do about the situation?
The king was very concerned about the afterlife and his enemies. He swallowed mercury tablets as he believed they were tablets of immortality, and he died soon in fear and dread from his enemies. His body was buried near his grandma's grave. Now tell me, who's bad, kid?
All ruthless kings are bad, so technically you're bad too.
Aw man, makes sense.
But hey, you're dead now.
All ruthless kings die someday. My name is Ozymandias. Look at my work, a mighty and despair. Hey, thanks, birdie.
That was only for the history you said. You're still a bad king, and don't call me birdie.